Alright, John Oakes here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today here in our showroom we've got a 1966 Pontiac GTO convertible. This car is in great shape for the most part. As I walk around here, I'm going to point out to you there's a lot of things on this car that's going to be, you know, original stuff that was on the car. So to show it looking so nice, you know, just a great, you know, commandant for this car, you know, as old as what it is. We'll start with the color, obviously, as we always do. Now, the color on this car is Marina Turquoise. Now, that was the original color for this car. Now, it's not the original paint. It was a repaint, and the paint looks to be in pretty good shape on this car. Matter of fact, this thing looks great the whole way around. Now, as far as the bright work on this car, bumpers and so forth, front and rear bumpers, I know pretty much were the original bumpers for the car, even like the front grills. Those are original for this car too. But all in all, not in bad shape. The bumpers are in real good shape. The chrome's in great shape on them. You have all of your trim and moldings around all of your windows. Your rocker moldings here, those are all in good shape, nice and shiny, nice and straight all the way around. All of your trim and moldings on the top sides of the doors too. Those are all straight, no dents or dings, and polished up really well. As far as the body itself goes on this car, well, you can kind of see for yourself. You can look at the gaps on your doors, front and rear, very uniform here, at least on the driver's side as we look at it. Elevations are dead on when you look at the front fenders and rear quarter panels compared to the door. Of course, when all that stuff is fitted properly, all of your body lines and so forth are going to be in alignment too. So all of that looks very good. We do have both driver's side and passenger side mirrors on this car. The chrome on those is in great shape. The glass, same thing, in really good shape. As we sit here and look, we're just going to kind of look at the side profile. Obviously not your factory wheels and tires for this car. They have been upgraded. We went with, these are brand new American Racing Torque Thrust D wheels. As you can see, they're the 5-spoke design, or the anthracite painted centers. Very nice classic look for these cars. Again, 15.7s on the front and 15.8s out on the back. And then as far as the tires go, BFGoodrich Radial TAs. These are brand new also, so two 1570 R15s on the front, two 4560 R15s out on the back. As far as emblems, you've got the GTO 6.5 liter emblem on the front fender. I've already called out the lower rocker panel strip there too. Now the glass on this car, glass is tinted here in the side. No chips, no cracks whatsoever on this. Again, I'm going to say this is probably all the original glass for this car too. Now we'll open our door up. We're going to take a look inside. We're going to see that we've got the all black interior here. Bucket seats up front, seat belts front and rear, factory dash, factory instrumentation. You've got the wood grain steering wheel there to go along with the wood grain dash on the car as well. Factory steering column, black carpeting, no rips, tears, fades there. You've got the 4-speed shifter there on the floor. That, of course, goes along with the Muncie M24-speed transmission that's in the car. Door panels and such, all in really good condition. And again, I'm going to go out on a limb here too and say that this interior looks to be probably the original stuff too, and yet in very good shape. Your seals, as far as your quarter window seals and your weather stripping, all look to be in phenomenal shape here. There's no rips or tears. You do have this split here, but that's for the convertible top where it folds. So that is normal there. So all of that looks to be in real good shape. Now, speaking of the convertible top, again, black top, it is in excellent condition. Now the top, I'm going to probably say, is probably a newer top. It looks just fantastic. There's no rips or tears. All the stitching is all intact. Very little wrinkles whatsoever on this, so I can say it's probably very rarely ever been down. And this is a power top. So you're going to have a button inside that's going to control that top for you whenever you want it down. Push the button, put it down, push the button, put it back up again. So as we walk towards the back of our car, you're going to see we've got the GTO badging back here on the rear quarter panels. As we look down the side of the car, nice and super straight there too. Around the back side now, first thing again, big chrome bumper here, that's in great condition there. All of your bright work around the tail panel of the car and the trunk lid, that's in great condition. GTO badging on the trunk lid. Of course, you got your Pontiac badging down here too. Slotted tail lights here. Those are all in great shape. As we come up a little bit further here, you can see our gaps and our elevations on the trunk lid. Again, very uniform the whole way around. Gaps are really, elevations I should say, are really good compared to these rear quarter panels. As we come up a little higher here now, towards the rear window here, you can see again, normally with these power tops, with any convertible top, if this has been down for an extended period of time or used a lot, you're going to see a lot of wrinkling here in this rear window here, and you really don't. Again, nice and straight the whole way across there, so you can tell it hasn't been used much. Your panels, your trim, all of that in good shape here on the back side here of our GTO. We will go ahead and open our trunk lid up as we always do. And let me get the key the right direction here. There we go. So you heard the pop, so you know the key works in the trunk lock. So with the trunk up, we can tell you that the hinges and the trunk spring are functioning as they should. As you see, it's being held up on its own. Underside of the trunk painted that same Marina turquoise as the rest of the car. Trunk seals and weather strips the whole way around. All in great shape. This is probably newer too. Nice and soft the whole way around. No splits, no cracks. And of course it meets right together here in the center, so it should seal up just fine from the outside elements. The trunk floor itself is in good shape, all solid here. It's got a little trunk mat in it here too. So that is your trunk. Like I said, all good and solid and good shape. So we'll close this up. That shuts nice and easy, and now we'll go around the passenger side. Again, just all your matching emblems here, your GTO badging on the rear quarters. Again, these wheels and tires are all brand new. We get up to our passenger side door and glass here. So now here we'll check our gaps again here at the back side of the door and at the front side. Again, very uniform. The chrome on the mirrors, on the door handles themselves, that's all in great shape. The rocker panel trim down below, that's in good shape. Glass, no chips or cracks over here either. Again, still all tinted stuff, and like I said, probably the original glass for this car. And again, we'll just take a look from the passenger side of the interior. Again, this is black vinyl interior. No rips or tears in any of the seat upholstery. No cracks in the dash pad itself. You've got the GTO badging on the door panels also. Again, carpeting's in great shape. No, doesn't look like there's any rips, tears, or fading there. Again, seals around all of the glass, all in great shape too. Again, all the doors close and open very easy. We come to the front, we've got the fender mounted antenna, matching badging on the front fender as well. And now we've worked our way around to the nose of the car again. So again, this is your 66 GTO. You've got the stacked headlights for your high and low beams. Glass lenses, those are all in great shape. Your headlight bezels themselves, those are in great shape too. Again, like I said, that bumper, probably the original bumper for this car, yet still in really good condition. And the grills here up front, those are in good shape too for being originals. Now up above that here on your hood, of course, you've got the Pontiac Arrowhead emblem on the front. This is your steel GTO hood with your GTO hood scoop there right in the center. Gaps and elevations with that, all in good condition too, all adjusted very well. And the windshield itself, again, no chips or cracks there. That all looks good. Let's go ahead and open up our hood, and then that way we can talk about the motor and any of the accessories that we see underneath. So the hood latch itself obviously works. The hood hinges and springs, those all work as they're holding everything up on their own. Underside of the hood painted all kind of like a satin or matte black. The engine compartment itself, same thing. Inner fenders, cowl, all satin or matte black. What we have sitting in here for a motor is, this is a date correct 389 cubic inch Pontiac motor. You can see it does have some upgrades to it. It's got the Edelbrock chrome air cleaner on it, Edelbrock chrome valve covers on it too. Other than that, pretty much stock appearing. It's got the cast intake on it, the cast heads, and the cast exhaust manifolds on it as well. Now, one thing that you probably do not have a good shot of is right underneath this air cleaner, it has an upgrade to the fuel system. It's got a Holley EFI sniper kit on it. So that's just electronic fuel injection for these classic cars. It has been upgraded and equipped with it. It's also been upgraded with the ignition system of going to an HEI distributor on there as well. Plugs and wires, those have been traded out through its time, so it's got all fresh stuff there. Belts and everything look good. Stock factory style radiator with shroud, and it's got a looks like about a 6-blade flex style fan on it there for the cooling of it too. Power steering on this car, power brakes. You can see it's got the chrome booster on it and lid for the master cylinder, and this thing is 4-wheel disc brakes. We'll show you that on the underside video as well. Alright, so here we are underneath our 1966 Pontiac GTO convertible. We're going to go through this car just as we always do, going from front to back, talking to you about what we see underneath here as far as the frame, the floors, the drive line, steering, suspension, braking, wheels, tires, all of that stuff. So starting at the front of the car, we're going to go over the suspension. This is all stock factory suspension for the GTO, stock stamped upper and lower control arms, your A-arms, lower control arms, ball joints in those all look to be in good shape. The cross member, that is your factory cross member, and it looks to be in really good condition too. As far as all the bushings and all of your A-arms, from what we can see here, everything looks all good. It does have a sway bar on the front of it too. The sway bar bushings both at the frame as well as at the sway bar end links, those are all in good condition too. Now the steering, it is a power steering car, power brake car as well. Steering, your arms are up front, your tie rods, and those are all in good shape. Rubber dust boot covers are on all 4 ends of those tie rods, and you can tell everything's been greased and maintained as it should be. And as far as the brakes, power brakes, disc brakes, all 4 corners on this car. So that's a nice feature. It's going to stop for you really, really nice. As far as, let's go all the way out to the sides here and go over wheels and tires. This car has brand new American Racing Torque Thrust D aluminum wheels. These are the 5-spoke design, the anthracite painted centers on those spokes. A very nice classic look for these cars. That's what's on this for all 4 of the wheels. They are I believe 15.7s on the front, 15.8s out on the back. As far as tires, those are all brand new too. These are brand new BFGoodrich Radial TA tires. On the front we've got 215/70 R15s, and on the back we have 245/60 R15s. So that's everything on the front of this car, including wheels and tires on the back. Now we'll move in, talk about our drive line now as we walk our way back here. So as far as the motor goes, this is a date correct 389 cubic inch Pontiac engine here. Behind that we have the Muncie M20 4-speed manual transmission flywheel. The bell housing here, it does have the cover on it to help protect that flywheel against any dirt debris getting in there and possibly chipping a tooth off. As far as the engine, the oil pan, and as far as the transmission, everything looks to be nice and dry, leak free. Seal even back here at the back of the transmission where the drive shaft fits in at the slip yoke. The drive shaft itself is a balanced drive shaft, so that's going to help eliminate any kind of vibrations that you may have in that drive line. Then back to the rear end housing. This is a GM 10-bolt rear end housing. It's the 8.2-inch ring gear. It is a 308 gear in here, and I'm just looking, it is a POSI unit. So again, that's all good stuff for back here. A little further back, let's see here the fuel tank. This fuel tank looks to be a new item in this car. No dents or dings. It's in great condition. The straps and all the mounting hardware, that all looks good too. Now, as far as the rear suspension on the car, this is going to be stock stuff for your GTO. Again, back here, you've got your metric 4-lane rear suspension back here, got your coil springs, got your shocks mounted in behind those, everything all in good shape. I've already mentioned disc brakes also on the rear of the car, and these do have the parking brake option, which are all hooked up and all functional too, by the way. And again, we've already gone over the wheels and tires. Now, as far as the frame and floors on this car go, again, this looks to be what I would say is probably all the original panels on this car as far as the floor goes, and probably the original undercoating that would have came on this car from the factory. Everything looks to be good and solid. All of the bracing is all here as it should be. The only place that I can see any kind of alterations or modifications, it looks like they've cut out for the transmission here up inside that transmission tunnel, but it looks as though it's been finished off very nicely underneath here, so none of that should be an issue. Your transmission cross member, that's nice and straight, good and solid the whole way across. The frame, of course, on a GTO of this size, it's a full frame car. The frame is good and square, nice and straight the whole way from front to back on this particular vehicle. All of your fuel lines and your brake lines and so forth run right along the frame rails. All of your pinch welds are nice and straight down both sides, and the rocker panels good and solid down both sides as well. That is pretty much it for the underside of our 66 GTO convertible.